you'd imagine a person in Mūrang'A near the forest, those plots there, going to Mūrang'A headquarters to pay for land rate. Why can't you digitize so that if you are deep in the forest and you have a plot there, those shopping centers there, you just pay through M-Pesa because you can see your plot in a digital manner. And finally, I think there is logic in something called planning. Most of our urban plots, we don't have what we call plans. They have been passed by the county assembly and registered here at the Ministry of Lands. And therefore, I would propose also counties to undertake that role of planning. A good example is like now Keno. Keno is now our main town. But you imagine Keno doesn't have a physical plan. So I would propose more planning to be done so that once that is done, property value tends to go up, and so we will be able to get more money. Thank you.
So I think we're saying let's keep it in view. It's a cross-cutting issue across all the counties. In fact, most counties just wait for somebody who wants to construct a house, or you take your approvals to your plans for approvals in the county government, then they tell you must pay the rates. Sometimes if you want to sell, before they allow that transfer and so on, they tell you pay the rates first. So let's see how you can leverage on the technology. If it works very well for you, then other counties should come and benchmark with Mūrang'A. Otherwise, what the auditors are saying, that we need this money for provision of goods and services for Mūrang'A. Keep it in view, auditor. Let's see how it plays out. The last one would be lack of an updated valuation roll. Auditor, what is still remaining unresolved in that query?
Thank you, Chair. The exercise have started, but they have not completed. So that is why we are saying it's yet to be addressed.
Okay, Governor, you're updating the valuation roll. You have not completed. When do you think you'll complete this?
Okay, Chair, there was some prerequisite towards preparing a valuation roll. Number one was to pass a law in the assembly. That was done. The other one was to hire a valuer, a director in valuation. That was done. The other one was now to do public participation, and then probably now give a draft, and then it is later gazetted. Yeah, Chair, we are on course, but we also feel, and this maybe will be off the record, that I'm not so sure this is the correct timing for doing a valuation roll. We might need to hold a little bit so that you don't create some panic among property holders. That's something that is, yeah, that's something weighing our mind. I have to be candid, Chair.
When was the last time you did that valuation roll? The one that you're using now? Because you have counties that are using valuation roll for 2006. That's unfair to the county.
So many years ago, Chair. So many years ago. And you are right, by the way. I think on this one, Mūrang'A and several other counties, they undercollect. They greatly undercollect because of lack of that document. And I also agree with auditor. You see, Chair, when you look at all types of taxes, if there's a tax that governments, whether national or counties, we need to collect more, is this one. Why? Because this is a tax for those people who are able, people with money. And taxation being ought to be progressive, Chair. I agree that we need to taxation being progressive, and also values of land always on an upward trajectory. I agree, Chair, this is an area that is under collected. The only issue, Chair, I thought maybe we give it a little bit of time. We correct it at the right time, Chair.
Senator,
Chair, I wanted to know when you've started updating and when are you intending to finish?
1 or 2 years from today. The process has started, but we have kept in abeyance for one year or so.
Why? Is it because of budget or because there are other issues?
Okay, there are. Okay, one, we have to involve national government officials. They have a role in that, in this thing. We need to pay them. So, otherwise you have to take it to the private people, which will be too expensive. So you better pay per diem to national government officials to come and help you collect that data. However, I hold the view that I'm not so sure these exercises can be done now. I have a feeling we need to hold it a little bit and yeah.
Senator Wambua.
Chair, I think you need to direct our colleague to tell us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. He seems to be holding back on something. What is this thing that is holding you back? What is the time? What is wrong with the time? What is it that would happen? I heard him saying it would create panic among property owners if it was done at this time. What is the problem? Can we deal with that problem, Chair?
Okay, Chair, you are aware that the mood of adding more taxes currently is it's we can take judicial notice that this is not the time for considering adding taxes. I would propose we wait until it reaches a time you see as a collection of taxes, you check on the society views. I would propose not now, after you see a shift in public opinion. That's my view, my honest view on this issue.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear the governor say, because what in essence is saying is that the national executive has raided people's incomes to an extent that it inhibits the ability of counties to collect additional revenue from the same incomes. That's exactly what he's saying. So we take note.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to do a new valuation roll. You know, after devolution, properties went up, land went up because of a lot of money going to counties. So there was a lot of increase in the value of taxes. So we need to do a roll. Like in my county, I really quarreled with my people because the last one was done in 2006, before devolution. After money was taken to the counties, everybody was going for the prime plots, and so price went up. So there is a lot of reason to do that valuation, so that if you are collecting money 2%, maybe per plot, if the value goes up, then definitely we'll collect more money. That's what the auditor is asking. And so if we don't know when the process will end, this query will not go. It would still remain. And I think auditor, let's keep this in view. The governor has indicated that they've hired a valuer.
No,
How much?
I think, Chair, he said it's not a priority for us until after 2 years. Unless I've heard something different.
Yeah, and we are saying that that is not proper, Governor. Just give us the timelines. 2 years is too much time, unless you're saying you don't have the money to do the valuation. Because again, valuation is a very expensive exercise. We were talking one time when I was with you in 2020. Nyeri was saying that for them to do valuation, they required 500 million. That's quite a huge amount of money for budgets in our counties, unless maybe the national government helps us with finances. So what are the challenges? Because we want us to go on record, having assisted Mūrang'A people to collect more money? What are the timelines? You've hired a valuer, how much are you paying that person? What will you do? Public participation. We want to get an inkling of exactly what you're doing and the timelines so that we can be comfortable as the Senate.
Okay, Chair, in terms of the cost, for us, it's cheap. We had found a reasonable and a legal way to do it, which is the engaging national government officials, because they only just require per diem. And we really want to thank them. We had some other engagements with them. They have done other roles which, if we had given out to private sector, they would have been too expensive. Like they did surveying of a land called Del Monte for about 4 million. So for this one, if I remember well, Chair, the invoice they gave us, I think was little money. I think not more than 7 million or so. So we had gotten away by circumventing private consultants. However, Chair, the only problem, and as Senator said, is the issue of public anti-tax view, which is currently in society. I also feel there are some things we are doing in urban areas. We are putting some cabros, some tamacking in almost all our shopping centers. We hope by the time now we shall tell them, okay, we have done this. Now we will give you a new valuation role. The level of social acceptability will have been gone up because they will see, it makes sense for them to pay a little bit more. That's the whole logic, Chair. Thank you. Give us 1 or 2 years. That's what we are asking. Let's say 1 or 2 years. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Senator Newt.
Chair, allow me to support the governor on this. I don't think it's the right time to make the people of Mūrang'A pay more. Although Senator Dulo says that Mūrang'A must be a very rich county, but then we must have a balance, Chair, because we do not want, and as the governor has rightly put it, we do not want to subject our people to more taxes in terms of land rates, Chair. So I think it's important that we allow people to maybe digest the projects, understand and digest the projects and the impact that the projects the county government is doing to improve the business environment where these, especially plot owners, operate their businesses. And then, Chair, you know what the governor does not want to tell you, and the incoming governor of Kitui should know that even biblically, nobody wanted to see a tax collector. The governor is just saying, in short, that he doesn't want the label of tax collector, enhanced, especially because he will be defending his seat. But for me, speaking for the people of Mūrang'A, just a minute. So, Chair, I support the governor on this. Let's give the people of Mūrang'A some time. 2 years is not too long, Chair, so that then this evaluation can be done and maybe land rates adjusted at such a time, Chair.
You know, I don't agree completely with you. For me, I have a different way of looking at it. Let us have the correct values of the land. Let's do the valuation roll. But if you are charging 4% and you don't want people to pay more, you can bring down the percentage you're charging. But let us know the actual value for the land. Then if you want them to pay less or the equivalent amount, you can bring down the percentage you're charging. It is something that is in the finance bill, isn't it? You don't need the national government to do any law. You do it in the finance bill. So I think let's get the value for the land, then reduce the percentage. When that right time comes, then you can adjust the percentage. Yeah, but let's do the valuation. When there's that opportunity to do it, let's do it now and adjust the percentages downwards. That's my feeling. So you're saying, let's give you time, but this audit query will remain until such a time when that valuation role is complete. I think we don't need to belabor.
I wanted to ask.